Boom, I'm in the room. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Old Heale Manor. Now, you're here because there's probably nothing on the telly. And I'm coming to you live from the library in the Heale Manor. And I'm your host, Lord Heale. Now, I've got some stuff to talk about. It's hilariously funny. And I'll get round to that in a minute. However, the radio station is coming together nicely. I'm tweaking the schedules. At the moment, there's a live quiz playing, so the quizzes are up. So there's stuff going on there for that. What else have we got going on in there? So yeah, the radio station's going great. There's the link for the radio station. And it's also in the description. But don't clear off just yet. Because I've got some stuff to talk about. Yes. Now, I put a post up the other day. And and well, from the live I did on, I think it was Tuesday, what I did was I did a couple of shorts out of it. And one of those shorts has generated some interest from the left waffer. I've been targeted by the left. They didn't like what I had to say about the glorious leader and their wonderful party that's got 172 majority. They've been having a go at me. They've been calling me all sorts, which I find hilariously funny. But I think you'll find that I'll be proved right. I will be proved right in the long run. It goes without. It just goes without saying. So that's what's going on. So I put this post up, and I think it was titled something like, let's see if I can find it on here. Oh, sorry about the noise. Oh, get off. Oh, blooming mouse. It was the government is doing terrible. Well, it is. I'm right on that one. I mean, what they came out with the King's speech, let's face it, most of what was in place anyway. I suffered. I did. I suffered PMQs. Have you ever had to sit through PMQs? The opposition leader gets 6 questions to ask the Prime Minister. Well, just a bit of backslapping and stuff like that. Yeah. Starmer's come out with a new. He's come out with a new saying. He has. It's not my father was a toolmaker anymore. It's under the foot. Under the 14 years of the terrible government we've had. That's his new mantra. Under the 14 years, it's 14 years this and 14 years of that. Oh, he's such a clown. He really is. I mean, have you ever listened to him? He's such dry, humorless, lacking total charisma. He's got nothing about him. And he's got one of those voices that'll put you to sleep. Even worse than mine. I mean, mine's bad enough. I drone on a bit, I know. But Starmer, I don't get it. I don't understand what people see in him. Why they think he's a leader. He ain't. He just hasn't. He's the mush, right? He's the mush that got old Jimmy Savile off. He's the one that's helped all these illegal migrants stay in the country. He's the one that has done everything he could possibly do to undermine the 17.4 million people that voted to leave the European Union. He actively went to Brussels during the negotiations to undermine what Lord Frost and his team were trying to do. That's Starmer. And now he's cozying up. He's cozying up to old von der Leyen again, isn't he? He's trying to get us closer relations with the European Union. Yeah. He's going to get us in through the side door. Ain't going to end well for us. And talking of, yeah, his way of sorting out the illegal migrants problems, okay, the way that they're going to deal with that is that they're going to take 90,000 of these illegal migrants and give them amnesty, give them leave to stay. That's how he's going to cure the problem. That, my dears, is just going to... that'll just encourage more to bloody come. They had the right idea last week. They picked a boatload up and dropped them back in France. The French didn't say anything about it. Which I would take as, boom, a way to go forward. Yes, you've accepted one boatload. Let's take a load more. Let's go and give them a load more. Everyone that they pick up, drop back in France. That's the way to stop the boats. But no, they got this Border Force Command. Well, this Border Force Command is already in place. There are already, all the agencies apparently supposed to be working together anyway. But are they? Now the French have withdrawn most of the police that was named the borders and taken down to Paris to help police Paris, because Paris needs them, doesn't it? Because of the massive security what's names that's going to be going on in Paris over the next few weeks with the Olympics. That's what's going to be happening down there, isn't it? They are going to be having so much trouble down in Paris. So, yeah. Don't know what's going on there. Absolutely have no idea what's happening there. But, yeah, just need to do that. That's it. That's working. That's working. So I find it very, very difficult to understand what this Labour government are doing. They are inept. Right. I saw a clip today. Caroline Dinenage. She's my MP. Put my hand up. Sorry, Caroline, I didn't actually vote for you. I voted for my Reform candidate. But she got in anyway. She stood up in Parliament and asked the... I forget which ministry it was. But she said, why isn't there an armed forces minister? He turns round. This is the Labour one. We don't need one because we've handed that over to the Ministry of Defence. Okay? So for Veterans Affairs, it's now going to be dealt with by the Ministry of Defence. Or the Minister for the Ministry of Defence. Do you not think that the Minister for the Ministry of Defence has got enough on his plate trying to recruit enough soldiers to protect this country? Do you think he's going to be worrying about veterans and Veterans Affairs? I mean, we had Johnny Mercer, didn't we? At least he was a veteran. I don't believe that this government is going to be any good whatsoever. I think this current Labour government that got in with 33% of the vote under this first past the post bus name, I mean, just look at it. They got 33%, which is a lot less than Boris's government. But they've got 172 majority. They can pretty much vote through any rubbish that they want. And they are. They are voting through all manner of crap. All manner of stuff. They've already started giving away our money. I'm a taxpayer, still. I'm retired, but they are taxing my pensions. I'm still paying bloody tax on my pensions. They're taxing my army pension quite heavily. All right? They're not quite taxing my reduced state pension because I don't earn enough to pay tax on my state pension to pay tax on it. But if I had the full amount, they would. But they're taxing my army pension. They're hammering that. Is that fair? So that's one thing. Then they're going to look at means testing the state pension. They reckon that the state pension as it is isn't affordable because there's not enough people coming into the workforce. So, and then they're wasting their money giving it away to foreign countries. 84 million? 84 million, I think they said. Or was it 84 billion? To Africa and the Middle East to try and prevent people coming here. Well, that ain't going to work, is it? They're still going to come here. They're not going to deter them. It's like Richard Tyson. He asked a question of the with the security minister, and it was what's her face, Yvette Cooper, saying that it's just like whack-a-mole. You take out one, and there'll be another one pops up. You take out that one, another one pops up. That's all that happens. That's all that happens with the drugs. These drug gangs. You take out one, another one pops up. And it's the same with the smuggling gangs. You take one out, half a dozen more pop up. They're earning about £2 million a week smuggling people. Do you think they're going to give it up? Take one out, somebody will replace them straight away. Boom, done. That's how lucrative it is. They don't care. And if they do go to court, they get measly little sentences. The courts are against us. Have you seen the latest thing? The big story today, the massive story today, is that copper kicking that tow rag in the head. Not the fact that an army officer has been stabbed 12 times. No, that's pushed to the side. That's just a soldier, isn't it? But one of the old demographics kicking off in an airport, and you noticed they're very choosy at the bit that they're showing. There's little bits of video coming out of the leading up to it. But these blokes, these jerks, were really kicking off. All because, right, they wanted to search a female. All clad up in her burqa and everything. And they kicked off. And it got violent. Broke the nose of a police officer, a female police officer. And they tried to take a gun off a police officer. That's why they got bloody tasered. All right, in the heat of a moment, yeah, people do stuff. Reactions. I mean, all right, he's on the ground, so I kicked him in the head. But he was a threat. Armed police in this country don't do things lightly. The reason they don't do things lightly is because they fear recrimination. It's the same, right? This bloody government has sanctioned the going after veterans from the 70s for operations in Northern Ireland. So they can keep coming after veterans. They give the bleeding terrorists, right? They give the bloody terrorists amnesty. They give them a get out of jail free card. Those that are really out there killing people discriminately, they're letting them off the hook. Or they let them off the hook. Tony Blair let them off the hook. But they're going after us veterans. Us veterans that discharge a firearm in Northern Ireland during the Troubles, they're coming after us. How? Why? I can tell you what happens when you discharge your firearm in Northern Ireland in an incident. As soon as you're backing off the streets, your weapon's taken from you, and that's sent for forensics. You are taken from your patrol, you're taken to a police station, and you're interrogated by the SIB. I personally was interrogated for 9 hours. 9 hours because I fired my weapon. The fact that my section commander was shot and I returned fire, I went through the mill. Fortunately, the 2 rounds that I fired, one of them must have missed this tow rag by a fraction because he left the weapon and ran off. Second round killed the church. Took out stained glass window. But that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me after my section commander was shot on that patrol. My weapon was taken away. I didn't get it back for a week. And I was taken from my base, from my blokes. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know whether my section commander was still alive or not. I didn't know what had happened. 9 hours I was interrogated for. Wasn't questioned. It was a bloody interrogation. They went through every single step that I made from getting up that morning to them taking me into custody. That's what happens. And I was cleared. I was cleared for firing my weapon on that day. But that is what happens to British soldiers that discharge their firearm in Northern Ireland during that time. And that was the 70s. That was 1977. So I know exactly what goes on. And they're either charged or they're cleared at that stage. So why are they chasing them now? Just to appease these bloody terrorists. And it ain't going to get any better under this government, is it? They're the ones that sanctioning it. They're the ones that saying, you can go after us. Oh, a little bit of spiced rum. Just to wet the whistle like. So for me, already, some of the stuff that this new government's coming out with ain't right. Look at Miliband. That man's a bloody lunatic. He wants to he wants to cover all the farmland, all our really productive farmland, with solar panels and, and wind farms, so we can't produce food. This net zero madness is renewable energy. Yeah, okay. I've got solar panels on the roof. Fine. I'll produce a bit of electricity, help the grid and all the rest of it. But it ain't the answer. What is the answer is these compact nuclear reactors. The small compact nuclear reactors, get a few dozen of them in, that secures our energy. They're fairly quick and easy to install in comparison to the big nuclear power stations. We've got all that North Sea oil. We're getting the Norwegians to come and drag it out for us. Or have they stopped that? We've got all that shale gas. But no, we can't touch that. We've got to pay over the price for it to get it from America. Yeah. There's so much wrong with this new government. They came out with, what was it, 42 articles in the King's Speech, in their manifesto. A lot of the stuff they're doing wasn't in their manifesto. They haven't told us half of what they're doing. And you listen to them. It's just words. There's no substance to it. There's no how to do or how they're going to do. It's just all these big words. We've got this new border command that's going to work with everybody. They're trying to recruit somebody at the moment for it. Nobody wants the job. They know it's a poison bloody chalice. They know it ain't going to work because that's what they've been doing already. They are working with everybody. And unless you pick the boats up and drop them back in France, you're not going to stop them. That's the only way to do it. But, God blimey. I'm on my hobby horse tonight. I thought I'd come on a Thursday evening and just have a bit of a rant because of what's going on. So this one where the copper kicked this bloke in the head. Have you seen what's been going on at Rochdale police station? They've been demanding his release. They've been demanding that the copper be fired. Yeah. So somebody's going to have to fall on their sword, aren't they? So he'll be made an example of. Yeah, so soft. Now this Saturday, there's a march in London by Tommy Robinson and his gang. All his followers. Lawrence Fox, Jeff Taylor, Martuzzi, all of that lot. They're having another one of their rallies in London. You watch how that's policed against this other lot, this Palestine lot. Takes one of them to step out of place and they'll be in there with a riot squad. You see the amount of people that turn up for that Saturday. I would be there myself, unfortunately. I've got a breakfast club to run and then I've got to scarp up to Northampton for a dinner. So otherwise I would have made the effort to go up to the smoke and be there with them. Anyway, this ain't going to end well for this country, you know that. It's sooner it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for this country. Did you see the Trump's running mate? Did you see what he said about the UK? He might have been joking, but there's a bit of reality to it. He reckons that this will be the only country, Islamic country, that's got nuclear weapons. Yeah. He might have been joking. But if we ain't careful, there's going to be a what's name in that, isn't there? There's going to be an element of truth in it. Because that's what they're doing. They're letting these buggers get away with it. And that's the problem, isn't it? They are letting them get away with it. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, so what else is going to be happening? We've got some good news. Our lodgers are moving out this weekend. Hopefully. So we get the house back, finally, which will be nice. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But we've put up with them for a while. Now, the radio station. There's a link. If you want to have a listen to the radio station, all of my old recordings, all of the old interviews that I've done, all of the old quizzes, the quizzes are on there as well. So if you think you're clever, watch out for the quizzes. I think you can see if you go on there, you can see the schedule as it's coming up. And have a go. Have a listen. It's been quite a time. It's been quite a lot of effort to get the radio program or the radio station up and running. And I'm still tweaking it. I'm still trying to sort the schedule out. Still learning the process of scheduling and getting things right and getting it to sort of run to time. But it's not playing music at the moment. Now, I might have to put some music on, but I need to have that conversation. I need to sort out whether I need to get a royalty-free music on there or something like that, just to fill in to make the timings work, because it doesn't at the moment. But it's one of those work. It's a work in progress. But the radio station is up and working. It's running 24/7, 365 at the moment. So you can pop in there any time of the day and you can have a listen to what's on there, which is all good stuff. So there you go. That's what's been going on at the Old Heale Manor. That's the sort of thing that we're up against. You know where I come from. I'm a paid-up member of Reform, and I make no bones about that. I like what they stand for. They are proper conservatives. I have been a conservative voter all my life, until this time. And I understand. I mean, it's one of those things that the Conservatives have lost their way. I think that's the problem. When they've been in power for too long, they kind of lose direction. Which this one did. And they got punished for it. They got punished in two ways. People didn't turn to vote, which I think they're wrong. I think voting should be compulsory. Personally, I think you have to turn out and vote if you're eligible to. Whether you spoil your ballot paper or whatever, but you should vote. If you don't complain when things go horribly wrong or it's affected you, because it will. And the other thing is, lots of Tory voters came across to Reform. 4.1 million voters voted for reform. And they only got 5 MPs. 3.5 million people voted for the Liberal Democrats. And they got 71. Where's the fairness in that? Anyway, enough of me soapbox. I think you've had enough of me rattling away for one evening. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you're going to catch it on a catch up, or if you're just coming in at the end, pop back to the beginning and have a look. I cover some funny stuff. I think it's funny. And I wonder how many trolls I'm going to get from this one. How many people don't like what I say. Anyway, so you good people, stay safe out there. Stay low, move fast, and watch where you put your feet. Until I won't be doing a live on Saturday because I'm going to be away and being busy and all the rest of it. So don't expect me to be on Saturday, but I'll be back maybe Sunday. So until then, TTFN. Ta-da for now.